Welcome back to Black News Tonight. Growing calls for justice following the death of a black TikTok influencer last month. 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields was found unresponsive in her apartment in December after spending an evening with a 37-year-old white man she met on a dating app. The cause of death remains undetermined, and so far, no persons of interest have been named. Smith Fields' family has accused Bridgeport, Connecticut police of failing to take the case seriously. A notice of claim filed by their attorney states that, quote, the police department has been racially insensitive to this family and has violated their civil rights by not investigating the case more thoroughly and refusing to consider the last person who saw Smith Fields a person of interest. In response, the mayor of Bridgeport said on Monday that the case has been submitted to the police department's Office of Internal Affairs for an independent investigation. Joining us now to discuss the story further and explore some of the questions that it raises is my guest, Feminista Jones. She is an author, an activist, a public speaker, frequent guest on Black News Tonight, and co-host of the Black Girl Missing podcast. Feminista, thank you so much for joining me. Let's start just by laying this out here. Lauren Smith Fields was a popular influencer on TikTok. Many people are calling for justice regarding her death. Why is this case in particular so important? What does it illustrate about Black women and the criminal legal system?
Thank you for having me back. You know, the first thing I think about is going back to Recy Taylor and when Rosa Parks was working on her case. And for those who don't know, Recy Taylor was sexually assaulted by several white men in the mid 20th century. And, you know, we would have thought that that maybe would have sparked the movement, but it didn't. Not in the way that we needed, but there was a lot of feminist activism and cultural activism around that. And the problem is that in the United States, Black women are not seen as valuable and our humanity is not respected. So when things happen to us, people don't care. When violence is enacted upon us, whether it be murder, sexual assault, kidnapping, any of those things, that's just probably our fault. And we are often blamed for the things that happen. So that's why this case is standing out, because it continues this legacy of Black women's suffering and experiences with violence being overlooked, ignored by the justice system, and not taken seriously.
Wow, there are people who often point to this lack of seriousness as you're talking about. You know, we saw the rise of say her name.
Yes.
Maybe 8 years ago, we started to hear that, you know, and we've begun to see organizations form around that language, that slogan. Kimberly Crenshaw, of course, has helped to push that forward with her organization and others. Why is it necessary when we say her name to specifically talk about the cases and the claims of Black women and girls and femmes?
Yeah, you know, it's so important. That movement came about because there was so little recognition when violence was happening. And one of the things we think about is the police violence, right? Black women and girls also experience police violence. And a lot of our protests have centered Black men. And it's not that they're not being harmed. We know that they are. But when you ask people, can you name any of these women, these Black women, they can't. And so the movement has really been able to keep these people's names out. And I really think about a recent situation we had where, you know, we were talking about Gabby Petito, who was a white woman that went missing, and there was a nationwide manhunt for, you know, her partner that she was with. But Destiny Smothers had a similar situation where she went on a trip with her fiance and never made it home and ended up missing. And her body was later found in the back of a car that he was known to have. No investigation, the family was not taken seriously, no claims. They could have found her had they done something. And so we think about this, like these two young women in their 20s, the only difference is race. So it's clearly a problem that we have here. And that's why we keep advocating and why activists keep speaking up. We have to take it into our own hands.
There's a claim, of course, that the disappearances or deaths of Black women are under investigated, not just by the public, but by police, and underreported by the media, right? That it's not just, you know, Twitter that gets more excited, or that, you know, everyday citizens, but that the people who we entrust to take a step back, right? And to have a broad analysis, the media, the people who are allegedly supposed to protect and serve all of us, the police, also failed to do this. You mentioned one case. Are there other ways that, or pieces of evidence to help us sort of demonstrate that the police and the media get it wrong? I'm specifically thinking, in my mind, of cases like Natalie Holloway and other times where like white women are missing, and they don't just be missing for a month or a year. Sometimes, I mean, JonBenet Ramsey. You know, we still talking about JonBenet Ramsey. You know, decades later, there's a way it
Yes.
seems that black,
Yes.
it's like they. Black women, I mean, you know, white women are forever missing. Black girls are just gone.
I mean, and missing white woman syndrome is a thing, right? So again, we go back to the value of a person. What do they contribute? White women are the incubators of white men, right? So we need white women to
Hmm.
keep producing white men, right? So of course they're considered more valuable, right? And black women and black girls, and we talk about this on our podcast. We revisit a lot of these cases of girls whose names you've never known, and what we see consistently is things like the police telling the family, stop calling us. You're calling too much. You know, we'll get to it. Or the police deciding that she ran away, or maybe she's out doing sex work, or she's addicted to drugs or things like that. How do how do you have a child going missing? I was just looking at a case here in Philadelphia, Quadre Williamson. The girl leaves home to go to school. Nobody knows anything. She never makes it to the bus. And the police, are just kind of like, we're doing what we can. It's that lackadaisical approach that lets us know that our humanity is simply not valued. And what ends up happening is we have to shape the media. That's why we have the podcast. That's why we come and talk on shows like this, because our media needs to make sure that we keep these names out there the same way mass media or like other places will constantly repeat every hour on the hour. We have to make sure that we're doing the same. And it's unfortunate that we have to work twice as hard, but that's where we are, and we're not going to stop.
You talk about the police and the kind of narratives that they weave or the responses they give when families are interested. That's exactly kind of what's happening right now. The family of Lauren Smith Fields says that police have failed to do a thorough investigation into her death, and the police are suggesting that she may have died from a drug overdose. When we see this pattern, right, where the police assume that there's something criminal or there's some moral hazard that has been engaged when it's black women and girls and femmes, but when it's white women, we look. Are the police actively trying to spin the family around and lead them in the wrong direction? Or is there something involved in the police's psyche that actually makes them believe this?
Yeah, I don't think that the police are, trying to spin anything. I think it is a bias that is within our policing system that criminalizes Black people just for waking up every day and being Black. And so that applies also
Hmm.
to women, and more so because there's sexism within our policing as well. So you've got this conflation of racism and sexism that Black women and girls are dealing with. And again, it goes back to, are we considered valuable enough to search, to pour the resources in? Whenever I look at a case, and I've been doing this for a few years now with my friends, when I see the FBI is involved, I'm like, oh, really? They got involved? Wow, go figure. And it rarely happens, right? And it's usually when the families have resources, if the families are middle class or have influence in their communities. But if you don't have money and you don't have influence, the police are just like, you don't really matter. And that's when the activists come in and they're like, well, yes, they do matter, and we're not letting up, because there's so many families out here whose children are just gone. Their girls, their loved daughters, their sisters, their mothers, they just disappear. And I think what's really interesting about this case is the racial dynamic. Mark, we can't ignore that this was a white man who was at least 14 years older than her. They met together. They will not release this man's name because he's not considered a person of interest. And if I know anything through all of my activism, it is that when a man kills a woman, I'm not saying that he did, but when a woman dies and there's a man present, the only story we have is his. And we tend to believe the man in whatever story that he weaves. We never hear her story. So according to him, he fell asleep next to her, woke up, and her nose was bleeding. And they just accept that. And I don't understand how they just accept that and let him walk away. And it's like, okay, we'll get to it when we get to it. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's horrific. But sadly, Feminista, it's common, and it's a pattern that we
so
have
common.
to disrupt.
Mm-hmm.
We can't wait for
Mm-hmm.
a white supremacist world to treat black folk differently. That's why your activism, your organizing, You putting a spotlight on this is key. All the work that's happening in the Twitter sphere and all over social media is important. Everything that's happening on the ground. And we want to encourage the family also to keep fighting, keep pushing for justice. And we right here at Black News Tonight, we're going to make sure we keep a spotlight on this story until we get justice. Feminista, thanks so much for joining us as always and sharing your vital insights.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
stay right here on Black News, of course.